to Chicago 45, the ones. I am your gracious host, Darae. We got a huge guy, in my opinion, from back home. This guy got so many like crazy cool nicknames that we wanted as kids. Like, man, is that true? So I'm gonna definitely ask this man about some of these nicknames that he picked up from back home. He's like a big brother to all of us without you even touching this man. You go to the shy leagues, you see Tone. You see Tony Bennett there. You see him getting buckets. You like, oh man, he got game. Even grown folks say the same thing. So, without further ado, we got my man Tony Bennett with us tonight, man. How you doing, Tony?
Man, I'm good, bro. Appreciate you having me, bro.
Hey, man. Like I said to you before, it's an honor for me to have this conversation with you and and share the same space with you right now, like to pick your head on so many things, whether it's sports, lifehood, man, being a man, and just so many things. Yeah, so we're gonna hop right in. Tell the people who you are, where you from, and all that good stuff.
Man, Chicago, west side of Chicago. Went to Jacob A. Reese Grammar School, man. Ended up at Marshall High School for 2 years, then worked out for me. Then transferred to West House, and that's when everything kind of took off for me. State championship, to junior college in Kansas, and ended up graduating from junior college, going off to Bradley, and then after that, spent 11 years playing abroad. So it's been cool. It's been good for me, man. Rough upbringing, but it turned out great if you ask me.
Hey, for those who don't live in Chicago, the two schools he picked, the two high schools he just said, are like the megalodons of high schools back home. Whether it's John Marshall, anybody from West Side, your mama or your daddy went to Marshall. My mama and daddy went to Marshall. All my homies went to Marshall. I didn't go to Marshall. And West House, I was too young when it closed down, but then it opened back up. But West House was a super big powerhouse as well. How did you get to Marshall?
So I got to Marshall because of a girl named Tunda Laird from my neighborhood. So when I graduated from Reach, like I wanted to go to Crane High School. So that's where my whole neighborhood was going from the village. So my grandmother, nah, you trying to go to Crane? You trying to gang bang? I ain't having that. So she wouldn't let me go to Crane. So Tunda Laird was a player for Marshall women's team. So she used to ask me to come and Dorothy Gages had some guys come and scrimmage against. That's how her team be so good. So I was going up there, scrimmage against the girls when she would have practice on weekends, whatever. And Miss Gators, and I can't think of her name, she got killed. Miss Gators, and I can't think of her name, she gonna kill me. But there's another coach, from Marshall's women's team, when it told Danny T, who was the assistant coach for Foster, he was like the person who recruited all the players. Yeah. So when it told him, then he came and checked me out, and he started coming to the village, picking me up to playing little tournaments with his recruits that he had coming in. You know what I'm saying? Before, like, niggas weren't coming to the village to pick up nobody. So he was pulling up, like, hey, bring him, come on. So that's how Marshall kicked off, it was promising for me, felt out to be playing with Danny T, or whatever. Like I was rocking with Danny T. And then it wasn't Danny T at the end of the day, ended up being Al Williams. Me and him, then we ain't matched too good.
You got up out of there?
Yeah, I had to get up out of that jam, man. And I ended up and I had a conversation with him though, like, I was killing my sophomore year, I was getting buckets. We put Westerhouse out of the city playoffs, actually. We was on the way to win city. We put Westerhouse out of the city playoffs. And that's when my introduction to Westerhouse came. And one of the coaches, one of my faves, he grabbed me, he was like, yo, shorty, you killing. Like, man, you look real good in this green and gold. And I got the perfect number for you. So I'm like, my man, like, man, your goof ass on, why ain't you transferring? So he like, yeah, I got the perfect number for you, like 33. Montel Bailey here wore 33. He like, yeah, you gonna be baby black. So this how me and Montel Bailey end up locking and getting jammed. So I'm like, man, I ain't going nowhere. And then all that happened with Marshall. And then I reached out to me like, man, Westerhouse still interested. And I had between Westerhouse when I was transferring from Marshall, it was Westinghouse and North Lundale. North Lundale was just starting up. And, you know, I had a relationship with Coach Stork. He used to date my grandmother back in the day. So I'm like, now I'm going to go over there with Coach Stork. I know he's going to look out for me. And Coach is like, man, look, you know, win, yeah, you'll be, you know, you'll have recognition, but like that ain't really gonna get you know that school starting up. Like you want recognition and a future, and you come over to Westinghouse. So I ended up opting for Westinghouse or whatever, and the rest that was history. The only state championship in the school history.
Hey, I don't think people understand how important Coach Thorpe was to like even tell you that. You know, because some coaches just be like, "Oh, I want that talent." You know what I mean? Just to keep me afloat. That's a very important thing that a man can tell you. I want you over here, but is the timing not right for you right here? So it's better you go somewhere else and get the recognition you need. So that's important. He's a legend back home, super legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That man, red chant. So I live in California. I brought that way out here. I was like, because that whole environment that he created was super special. Um, so the martial practices, right? I went in and I saw one day that the man would practice with the girls. That's a legit thing, and that's why those girls were so good. Did you, as a basketball player, were you trying to chill with them, or you kind of like, no, they brought me in for a reason?
Like, yeah, you got to remember, Cappy Poindexter is on this team. She was in
Yeah.
there up, like the guys. She was in there giving the guys work, like fucking the guys up. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't nothing like like it was just timid. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like real. You know what I mean? Then you got Shaq that's playing. Like, they play. That's why they win. You know what I'm saying? Like they play like leaning to you, bumping, like hard fouls. Like, you know what I'm saying? They play.
And talking shit.
Yeah. So it wasn't nothing like that. It ain't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm playing some girls. No. Yeah, you better come with your A game or they gonna embarrass you. Yeah, don't lose to them. You know what I'm saying? Like you lose to them, that makes it even worse.
The walk of shame.
You got to walk through the halls of them talking crazy. You got Danny T in the background telling them, "Hey, Ringer and such and such." So yeah, it was like real basketball being played.
Okay, so Westinghouse, you get to Westinghouse, and what was that transition like? Because you left a big powerhouse to go to essentially another big powerhouse. Did you fit right in? Was it like how did that go for you?
Man, with Westinghouse, like it was a brotherly bond at Marshall, like Darren Kelly, Whitney, Buffon, Big KKG, my boys Mike, KJ, like it was a brotherly bond there. Westinghouse, like they had like it was like a family bond, like you know what I'm saying? Like the bond with the team was a little bit different, and then as well with the coaches. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of the disconnect. It wasn't a disconnect with the other coaches, not Danny T, but the other coaches at Marshall. You know, Al Williams, them, like it was a disconnect. Like they were older, they were out of style. They was kind of like extinct. As opposed to get over to Westinghouse, you got he and Cotton that can relate to music. Chris Head, Q Deal. You know what I'm saying? We had Blue. Like they all played an
Big
role.
Blue.
They had a role where they can relate to us. You know what I'm saying? They had a way of getting through us with with conversations and experiences of stuff that we was doing at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like with girls and our parents, like they just had a way of getting through to us. So it came as a whole. So like when I walked in, like I walked in, I felt like I had already been there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how everybody embraced. Everybody was cool. You know, from day one, the jokes started going in like immediately, like they roasting, cracking jokes. Like, oh yeah, you knew, but this is how we do it. You know what I'm saying? So it was just all love walking to it. It was like, being away in the service or something for 2 years. Then you come back and see all your family's big kickback. That's how it was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, yeah, I was going away for 2 years. Now I'm back with my family, and it was a turn up from that.
Okay. So you mentioned one state. That's not a lot of people get to those moments where they can win. Stay. How was that moment?
Man,
Because I bet you remember like it was yesterday.
don't.
You don't?
I mean, like I remember the game, but like playing, like I remember I tried to take Andre Iguodala out, like I tried to hurt him. I remember when I fouled out, I remember Iguodala came down the lane and took off on the dunk, and we got to arguing because they was asking people like, why you didn't take no charge? But like the winning aspect, like after we won it, like I don't remember nothing but crying for like 4 or 5 hours straight. I just cried. Like I don't remember like I don't remember the on the court celebration, nothing. I remember sitting on the bench crying. And then I went in the back in the locker room. I cried for like 30, 40, 45 more minutes. And then they kept bringing me in and out because, I'm straight. But I don't remember none of the celebrations. I don't remember, I've seen videos of it over the years, but I don't remember getting my medals. Like, I don't remember none of that.
Mm.
None of that. I have no.
So you had like a moment where you just blacked out.
I was just crying. That was it.
Why?
I was just crying. Cause I had that was like my first real basketball success. You know, at my grammar school coach, we had exchanged some words and stuff like that. Well, I was a little asshole when I was young, but he was like, if you don't change your attitude, you'll never play organized sports outside of grammar school. So that was my first aha. You was wrong. Like, nigga, you can't tell me what I can do. Like, that was my first moment of success. Like, yeah, he was wrong. Like, go tell me what I can't do.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So that like hit me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then I went through a little bit with the transfer. Like, they didn't want to release me at Marshall. They were saying my mama wasn't the guardian of me. She was a crackhead. It was all type of shit. They didn't want me to leave. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like I played with that on my back on top of my grammar school coach that I looked up to. Like, he was keeping it 100 with me, but I was a kid. Like, I wasn't trying to hear that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, yeah, I got that off my back.
So then from there, you went JUCO. No offers, no big offers.
No. All of us. We had 10 seniors. Everybody went to college. Everybody got a scholarship to go to college. So I had a couple. Actually, I had one. Take that back. I had Highland Community College.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was cool. Like, I liked him. Like, I was really rocking with him. Like, it was super cool. Like, I felt like, okay, I can play for him. He can rock with me. But we was sitting out on my front porch on Laramie. I'll never forget Laramie, Chicago Avenue.
Yeah.
Came to give his little spiel to me. You know what I mean? Me and my mama, we sitting out there with him or whatever. And a chick walked past. Nice. Get me wrong. Like, it was nice. My daughter right here, I tell you, nice she was. Right. So we sitting having this conversation. And he like, like, look at her. She go, I did too. But I got enough respect for my mama to not be like, no, He like, damn. And I'm like, I'm like, bro, my mom's sitting right here. You feel me? Like, be respectful, because this is, you know what I'm saying, as a female. So I'm like, okay, we finish it up. Come upstairs. My mom like, what you think? I'm like, I ain't want to play for him. She's like, no, I think he is too. But I just didn't like it. And I told her, I'm like, yo, it's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like that. She was like, but what you gonna do? And I'm like, I'll figure it out. Like, something else will come up. I said, but I'm not going to play for him. I'm not going there. Or whatever. And me and him actually have a little dialogue now via Facebook. But I'm like, nah, I'm not going there. You know what I'm saying? So my man, I'm like, yo, I had a little ounce of weed I was flipping. So I'm like, I'm gonna keep doing that. Probably give me a job somewhere, McDonald's or something like that. And I'm gonna work my way up.
Yeah.
And my boy Richard Russell ended up signing with Pratt Community College. So coaches told him like, yeah, I need another guard, a tough guard. You got a tough guard. So he like, yeah, my boy Tony, black. So coach come up to La Follette Park, see me play. And I'll forget it. Lorenzo, every time I went and played at La Follette, me and Lorenzo Thomas from Crane, Big Zo, me and him would be on teams because, you know, he want to dribble and pass and I want to score. So we would average probably 7, 8 backdoor plays where he throwing me lobs. I'm 360, backwards, all type of tricks in the air with him. So I'm like, man, bro, dude, come here. I'm like, I really got to showcase. Like, I need this. So, man, first play, I had my boy, I think it was my boy Dre, my best friend Dre, guard me. I'm like, bro, I'm going back those up for the throw, coach up there. It was staged, set up. He threw it, and I catch my chest. That's when I'm jumping. My chest at the rim, I catch it. Boom, swing around the rim. Coach get up like, ho. He come down around the gate. Hold, check ball. He like, come on, let's go to your house so I can talk to your mom. Go to him like, yeah. I'm like, all right, y'all, I'm out.
I'll be right back. Y'all finished.
We rolled up the street to the crib, to my mama's crib. Went upstairs, talked to her, whatever. I signed right then and there. Like, man, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? My mom like, you know, you going? I'm like, man, it don't matter. Like, I gotta give myself a chance. Then I had 2 kids at the time. I'm like, I gotta give myself a chance to give them a chance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I took off the prac, and 2 years there was it was different.
How so?
Um, I had never been outside the west side of Chicago other than to Memphis. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I go to Memphis for a couple, you know, for a week or something like that with the fam, my daddy family reunion, all of that. Other than that, it's the west side. There wasn't no downtown. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't none of that. So, like, I was to Memphis and back. That was it. You know what I'm saying? So, Virginia. I go to Virginia when I was a kid to see my daddy in the Navy or whatever. But other than that, that was it. So when I get out there, it's like cows, horses, hay. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hickville. You're in Hickville now.
You know, so I'm like, what I got myself into? The campus would sit on this one big piece of land. You couldn't walk nowhere. You couldn't walk to no corner store. You know what I mean? Like, I'm coming from the village. I'm walking everywhere. You know, Al's Beef, patio, Italian icy stand, gas station. You know, L&M store. Like, it was none of that. Yeah, it was nowhere to walk. Like, it was nowhere to go and turn up at on, you know, late nights. Nowhere to go kick it. You know, so it just was different.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to adapt all over again. Every step I took in life was new for me. You know what I'm saying? So I took the chance and it worked out.
Okay. And then from there, you jump from junior college to Bradley. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now you're on a bigger scene. Like,
so
go ahead.
Junior college was tough. So imagine I just came from having a success at Westinghouse.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? To win it, like I just won. You know what I'm saying? Like we was what? It was like 33-5, something like that year. Like we only lost 5 games. I know that. We only lost 5 games. I'm seeing it. So I'm coming from winning. Like I don't know what it is to lose, let alone lose, then lose again, then lose again, then lose again. So we losing, and I'm like, what's going on? And then my boy Rick that I came there with, like, then sit with him. We was planning on doing 2 years together, graduating, going to school together somewhere else. We was gonna be another package deal.
Yeah.
So he like Rick's like 6'8", face up, like shoot it, like Chris Bosh type player.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, he get an offer from Florida A&M. He come back to the room with the dog face. I'm like, man, what's up, bro? You good? Everybody at the crib straight. He like, yeah, bro, I need to holler at you. What's up? I'm out, bro. This it for me this year. What? Fam, we had plans. Feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like we supposed, he's like, bro, I got an offer. Like I can't be losing, bro. Nah, I'm gone, bro. So I'm like, this nigga. But I can't knock my bro for taking the next step. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he's like, what you gonna do, bro? Bro, just stick it out. I'm like, don't go, because he know like immediately. I'm like, I'm going back to the crib. You feel me? So I'm like, he like, stick it out. I'm like, all right. So we end up getting my boy Snap. He was a senior. It was a senior going to my sophomore year of college. He was a senior coming from Westhouse. We got him a scholarship to be our team manager. So that was my running dog my sophomore year. So now I lead the team in every category. Steals, turnovers, rebounds, points, assists, missed free throws, missed jump shots, missed everything. Yeah. You know what I mean? And every single thing. But we was losing. So it didn't mean nothing to me. You know what I mean? So one day I just spazzed. We come off a game road trip. You know, JUCO, you don't stay overnight. We go, come. We come back at 3-something, 4 in the morning. I spaz. Coach dropped the bags. Snap, get them. I had already told them on the bus, like, we get back here, they got to give us the answer. They need to let me know why they don't play as hard as me or nobody leave. Everybody got to tell me this. And lock the locker room door. Lock the locker room door, stand in front of the door. I said, man, look, you motherfuckers finna tell me why y'all don't play as hard as I play. Why y'all okay with riding back, losing multiple games. Y'all got to give me some answers. They like, come out of there. They like, nobody no answers. I'm like, okay, well, ain't nobody going nowhere. That's that. We gonna be here until y'all tell me. One dude get up, I can't think of his name. Legar, he's a freshman. He gets up, he's like, Man, you got me messed up. I'm fuck. Get it right in his mouth. Boom. Get up. Stop playing. Now everybody start talking. Everybody start talking. So now word, I let him out. We leave. We probably leave at like 6 something in the morning. Get back to the dorms. And word get out. No, we forgot a meal check in. All that. Everybody tired. Word get out the coach. What happened? Coach called me off his spaz. Like, you can't be doing what's wrong with you. I'm like, man, I don't lose. That's not what I do. So he had to call. Call back home to. I got twin girls, but they super spoiled.
Oh,
So he had to call back home to him. Coach Hen, like, man, what's up with him? He like, yeah, he wrong, but he not, because he not used to losing. You got to understand what the program that he came from. So no, we talked it out with Coach, and he broke it down to me why I was wrong at how I can be better as a leader or whatever. And then we ended up making it to the JUCO tournament or whatever. Didn't win, so we was out. You know, and I had some schools coming. I had UNLV, UCLA, Clemson, Middle Tennessee State, Washington State.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they was like heavy. You know, of course at that time, you know, UCLA, Clemson, like it's a no-brainer. Like that's where you need to go. You know what I'm saying? And I was meeting with Middle Tennessee State coach, and me and him was having a conversation like face to face, and it was a white guy standing in the back. And I'm just looking like, cool, but I'm having this conversation, and I'm not knowing that this white guy is Jim Les, Bradley's head coach. You know, so as we talking, he just walks in between us. Bradley's head coach walks in between us. I'm like, hey Tony, how you doing? You know, I'm Jim Les from Moo, and I'm like, I look over his shoulder at dude says nothing. The coach from Middle Tennessee State. So I'm like, he's like, yeah, you want to go upstairs and have a conversation with your coach? No, we super highly interested in you. I look again like, you still ain't gonna say nothing? Cool, I'm going upstairs. So at that moment, Middle Tennessee State was off the list. Like, it's gone. I can't play for a coach who ain't gonna fight for me. I can't fight for you if you're gonna fight for me. So I go upstairs and we have a conversation, and you know, end up setting up a visit to Bradley to come home during spring break. And went there, signed, that was it. Like I said, UCLA, Clemson, but I knew that I wasn't a true point guard. So I need to go somewhere where I can practice at the point guard position, but start at the 2 guard position.
Okay.
My minutes need to be coming. Like, yeah, I can. At the time, I can run some sets. I can give you about through the course of a 40-minute game. I give you about 7 sets so I can play the point.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But for me to be coming in as your starting or your backup point, like coming to UCLA, that wasn't gonna work.
Who was there at the time at UCLA?
I don't even remember. Like they was on there. Like they was on there, but I knew that what like I got Hen and Coach Hen Cotton to keep it 100 with you at all times.
Yeah,
like, yeah, I'm looking at these letters. He like, look, that ain't gonna be no good fit. So I never even engaged into it because he ain't steered me wrong.
Yeah, he knows 100.
Yeah, I never really engaged into it because he ain't never steered me wrong.
Oh, so coming back to Bradley was what you needed then, because it was.
So it was kind of like the reverse. Keep it 100 bid. So it was kind of like the reverse of what LeBron did when he was like he took them 4 years. When he said he took them 4 years to go at Miami, it was like him going to college. So it was kind of reverse for me. You know what I mean? Like I needed to, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, now I need to get back home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I tried this away thing. Now I need to get back home. So me, you know, Bradley was close enough where if something happened major, it was a hop, skip, and a jump away. But it wasn't close enough for me to be running up here every day, getting in no trouble or having no BS revolve around my name or whatever. So it just ended up being perfect. I went on a visit there. I bonded. I rocked with the team. I felt like when I went there, I felt like when I left Marshall and went into Westinghouse, that's the vibe I got from with the guys. And then, you know, some of the older players there, one was Jabbar Battle from Crane High School. He just graduated from there. And then my big brother Cello was there. And we met and we linked, and he was my recruit, he was my host. And we just, you know, vibed. And I was on my way out the door. You know, my last night there, man, with Coach, he like, look, I want you. You my number one recruit. It's the head coach. Like it's not assistant coaches. It's the head coach. Like you my number one recruit. You the head of my for like my success that we gonna be able to have like the heart and soul of the team. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, I hear you. Everybody will tell me that. So I'm like, all right, no, I'm gonna go back home, talk to him. He's like, I don't think you get it. If you leave here, and I got the number 2 guy that I want coming in tomorrow. He wants it. I'm gonna have to give it to him because you may go somewhere else and like it better, and then he goes somewhere else and like it better. I miss out on my top 2 guys. Now I'm stuck with 3 or 4. So he's like, so I'm like, what? And we call him. All right, get back to you. Back to my hotel, call him. He like, what? So I keep it 100. I told him like, man, I'm going to the school with the girls with the biggest booties. Like that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. And he is like, I thought we was going. I thought you were going on all your visits. I'm like, I'm going on all my visits. I'm getting everything everybody got to give me. He was like, that's your first visit. I'm like, that's it. And he already told me if I leave here and I don't commit, this opportunity can be gone, but this the place for me. He like, you serious, Tony? I'm like, yeah, this it. He was like, so you gonna give up on all the other 4 visits? I said, yeah, this it. So I called coach and like, yeah, I'm committed. He took me back to the office. I did what I had to do. Called him like, congratulations. And I was locked in.
Okay, and then, but besides the fact that you were locked in, you had a successful career there as well.
Yeah.
It wasn't like you went there and you didn't.
It was successful from what y'all saying.
Oh, okay. Talk to me.
What y'all saying. So my 2 years at Bradley, I got kicked off the team more than everybody on the team combined.
How? What you was doing, bro?
I'm one of the ones like, if you tell me I can't do something, I just told you, my coach told me I could. If you tell me I can't do something, I'm gonna push the button and do it. So y'all, you're supposed to wear earrings. Cool. You just never see me with earrings on. But I'm gonna wear earrings. But I'm not knowing the magnitude that I'm on on the D1 level. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not understanding that like you on a huge microscope. You know what I mean? Just because the coaches don't see you, it don't mean that don't nobody else see you. Just because you don't know who you walking past or who you talking around, that don't mean that they don't know exactly who you are. Age, I wasn't understanding that. So you don't supposed to wear earrings. I got earrings. Like we couldn't have nothing but the mustache. I come in practice, I got full goatee lined up. Like, bro, this is my face. You can't tell me what to do with my face. You know what I mean? Like, don't park your car in front of the student center door. I'm on a basketball team, and I'm leaving the running with the music playing. So anything you told me I couldn't do, I did.
Doing it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was and Coach Lester was an NBA player, so he was building an NBA type of big time program. So like nobody's sitting around babysitting you, like, get in with the trainer, get your work in. I'm like, okay, cool. I go in there, trainer go out, go get something to drink or something like that. I slide in. When I see him walk out, I put my name on the board. I done worked out. You know what I mean? So anything you can imagine, you can think of, I was doing. Kicked off the team, kicked off the team, kicked off the team, kicked off the team. I wasn't understanding that, like the stuff that's going on where they asked Paul George last night about special treatment. Certain players get special treatment. You know what I mean? So I came in under that. Granted, I built my way up to that, but when I came in, I was on the bottom. You know what I mean? I wasn't liking the way they was treating my brother. Like now it's my brother, like Ruff, my point guard, like got a little special treatment. I wasn't liking that because I'm coming from Chicago. Like I'm the man. Like I got a buzz. Like bro. So man, I packed my bags one night. I was leaving, all my bags. Called him. I'm on my way home. He said, "For what? What you gonna do?" I said, "We got to call some of them other schools because I'm leaving here." Yeah. He's like, it don't work that way. I'm gonna back you up, but that's not how you go about things. Nah. And I figured out. I always did that all my life. I'm gone. So like I hit a lot of rough patches and bumps, but through all of that, I was the only player in my 2 years there never to come off the bench. Never. I never came off the bench. Through all of that, I never came off the bench.
So you said it wasn't a successful career. It was to us, to the outsiders.
To the outside it was, but it was a lot.
It was a rocky road for you though. The terrain was always rocky.
Yeah, it was rocky.
But on the court, you did your job.
I did my job. On the court, I did my job. But it wasn't a breeze at all.
Nah, okay. I get you on that. So that Bradley team, uh, you guys went to the dance, right?
16.
So that's correct me if I'm wrong. Was that the biggest stage you played on from that moment? Yeah. How
Yeah.
was that?
Now that I remember. Yeah. Because I had already had that, I cried too, but I had already had that high school success. And then once I got that success, like that was it for me. You know what I mean? I really, like, as a kid, like, man, I'm gonna play the NBA, play the NBA, boo. But for me, I was like, yeah, no. I was like, yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? Like that was gonna be the biggest success. Like I remember that like it was yesterday. Like people don't understand. Like it's probably super different now. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy back then. Like pulling out the hotels on our way to the arenas. Detroit, Cali, and it's people lined up with signs outside, and you like that ain't. I don't know them. Like they got signs outside. Bennett, all of that. Well, you got to take it down there then if you want to cut it back up. You go down there. Go ahead. So they got Bennett signs and Bradley signs and Ruffin signs, like all different players. And I'm like, who is this? And they probably was people who was betting on the games, or they was probably from Peoria. But like I could see him and recognize him. In an arena, like you're in an arena, and to go from here to where my daughter's sitting there at the end of our island, like there's 2 chairs in between me and my daughter. So for me to go from 1 chair to the 4th chair, you had to get on a cart. And when you move, everything stopped. So in the arena, like when they was moving me back and forth to do press conference interviews and stuff like that, people stopped up against the wall. Because it's so much money, so much stake on the line for the NCAA. And that's how, when people be talking about they need to pay the players and all that, like this is how I know that. Because they don't want to have a scenario where somebody moving and doing something and they get hurt. Like it's
you can't mess with the product.
Listen, I'm not I'm not a lottery pick. I'm none of this. I'm just on the team that's in the Sweet 16. You know what I mean? So like they really like make so much money off of it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was crazy, bro.
Who you guys matched up with?
We played our first round. We beat Kansas. We put Kansas out. Kareem rushed them. Mario Chalmers them. And then the second round we beat Pitt. And then we was matched up against Memphis in the Sweet 16. And if we'd have beat Memphis, that year that was Joakim Noah and them and Ronnie Brewer and Al Horford. Yeah. So Ronnie Brewer we was already like, okay, we get through Memphis, then we got another round of tough matchups. And coach told me in the gate, he was like, in order for us to win, I was leading the team in scoring. He's like, in order for us to win, I know you lead the team in scoring, you've been our best scorer. He's like, but I need you to focus on defense. I need you to make sure whoever the other team best perimeter player is, they don't get off. That's the only way we gonna win. So that's the only way we gonna go deep in the tournament. So now I'm caught with like, man, I can make a name for myself. Or do I do what my coach been telling me to do? He never feel me for the sake of the team winning. I'm like, I bought in. Like, all right. So coach like, I had Rodney Carney Jr. It was my matchup for some Anderson was his name. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, like little twist.
Yeah, he's in the league too.
Yeah,
Anderson. Let me tell you Tom Anderson. I can't think of it, but he played.
I see the face.
Yeah, he played for Orlando too. So them was my two, my two matchups, and then after that, coach was like, it's gonna be a tough road, but we can do it. He's like, after them, you got is it Ronnie Brewer?
Corey Brewer.
Corey Brewer. Yeah, Corey Brewer. He like, yeah, you got Corey Brewer. I'm like, coach, he's 6'7". 6'8".
Hey, so funny question. If y'all would have got past it, y'all think y'all could have took them?
Florida. But it was tough, bro.
Because I mean, you got the two. I mean, Joakim and Al.
Yeah, Horford. See, but let me say this though, right? Joakim would have been canceled out with Big Patrick O'Brien. Pat can really pay. Pat just know he's super fucking good. He never touched the top peak of his talent. He's 7 foot. He can windmill. He can jump from the free throw line. He can take the ball through his leg. Like this shit, he can handle. He can shoot the 3, shake, shimmy, fade away. Like he just like, you know what I'm saying? And then basketball, he loved basketball, but that wasn't his first love. He's just like a real life chef. He can cook. Like that's what Pat loved doing. So he would have counseled Joakim Noah out. Now, this is where the issues go come in at. Al Horford was gonna have to guard my boy Marcellus Somerville. He's like a perimeter, put it on the floor, jab, pull up, you know what I'm saying? Rip through, like he was playing at our 4, but he's really a 2-3.
He's playing stretch 4.
Yeah, and he built like 50 Cent. He like, you know what I'm saying? So like we probably at them 2 positions, I think Pat would have counseled Joakim Noah out. I think Seal would have got that battle between Horford, because Horford wouldn't know
not agile enough, not quick enough.
Like he just wouldn't. I think probably for the start of the game, it would have been on me with Corey Brewer or whatever. Like I don't just keep it 100. Like I don't think I'd have been able to get that matchup. He's fast as me. He's taller than me, and I was athletic at the time, and he's probably more athletic than me. So that probably would have been a game where my minutes would have kind of probably been limited, and it would have been off to my teammate Boogie and JJ. But I probably would have started the game on because I was a starter, but my minutes probably would have been limited that game. Yeah, but I think they would have been tough, but I think with how Coach had us playing and how he had us bought in and how we was locked in with each other and our communication, you know, outside the coaches, like we had our own group chat. Like I think we'd have been able to get it, but it'd have been a dogfight.
Hey man, hey that wasn't the first year they won a back-to-back, was it? Was it the first year or the second year?
2000. I think that was the second year, because then they came out.
Okay. So second year, okay, and they beat Ohio.
No, you know what? That was their first year, because they didn't come out that year. They didn't come out that year because Pat on my team, big fella, got drafted number 9 at Golden State. What's the name? Got drafted number 6 to Atlanta. Sheldon Williams.
Okay, Sheldon.
Yeah, I don't think that was their year. I think that was the following year.
Hey, so this show is called Chicago 45. I live in California now, and I coach high school basketball here, right? And my kids, when the first time I got here, I'm an assistant varsity coach. I get on the bench with the kids. I meet everybody. The first thing they ask me, hey, like, how different is Chicago basketball? In my mind, I'm trying not to sound so like we that shit. You know what I mean? I'm trying not to say that. I'm like, man, it's just, only thing I can say is it's tougher. It's just a tougher brand of basketball.
Yeah, so I tell people all the time, like, yo, like it's different. I've been some other places, like New York's tough. New York, I'm gonna put right behind us, because like I've seen them like get into it with each other, like shit that we do up here, like guys fight on the court, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna disclose the names. We just had a scenario a couple of days ago. This open gym at 36. You know what I'm saying? This open gym at 36, like we have private runs, like where 2 guys got into each other on the same team, because my team, we kicking their ass, and I mean words got exchanged, scuffle kicked off after, firearm was pulled out, and it's at 36. We all done. It's over with. The passion and the desire to win, and dog that's been putting us up here, like no matter how old we is, like we competing to the end of it, because that shit could have been the end of it the other day. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying it to glorify what happened, because it shouldn't have happened. It wasn't that serious, but that's just how hard we go. Like that's just show you how our mentality is different. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas play against their pops, their big brothers, their cousins, their mama, whoever it is. Like you finna get this work.
You getting it. You getting it by none.
You know what I mean? And like places like I've been down to LA, I see that, like Julie, like they don't touch each other, bro. You feel me? pros come and play, and he got 70. Like she got 35 on the free throw line. Like you can't touch him. Like you can't press up on him or nothing. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to when you come up here, you got to come and play. You feel me? Which is why a lot of pros don't come this way and play when the summer was really cracking. They don't come this way and play because you're not safe for them 3 letters. Like niggas coming to get them 3 letters. Like I witnessed Tone Jamarcus Ellis going against Draymond Green, Andre Drummond, and there was somebody else they had with them. Draymond Green, Andre Drummond, it was a third NBA pro that I can't think of right now, all on the same team. And they like Nike, like they can't foul out. They got that foul with that, but can't foul out. And they down 20, Tone with like 2.5, 3 minutes left, go through a zone and win a game. You're not safe up here.
Tone tough.
Yeah, like people don't want that embarrassing, and they know that. So whatever NBA friends that they got from up here, they telling them like, hey, look, some niggas up there that you ain't never heard about, or you ain't never seen. You know what I'm saying? That's real. Like we had Joe Johnson sitting on the sideline with my big bro Pargo, and Pargo telling him like, yeah, shorty tough. He saw that mom get buckets. He like, huh? I'm like, yeah. Cause Pargo called me. I'm like, yeah. He like, I'm like, yeah. Your ass to get these buckets too. You don't want this. Like, get dressed then, Joe. Get dressed. Pargo like, hey, you don't want that work. I mean, tell me your dress. I won't know until he do. You know what I'm saying? But like, ain't nobody gonna honor that because you just
hey, it's so different back home, man. It's so different. And I've always thought like, okay, we got our own pro-am, right? And I think it's one of the top pro-ams throughout the United States, throughout the nation. But it don't get no pub, like in my eyes, it don't get no love like the Drew League or the Seattle Pro-Am. Or like the New York. Why is that though?
The Chicago joint?
Yeah, Chi League. Well, why Chi League then?
Because we didn't, even though it's sponsored by Nike, it wasn't like they brought a lot of players in to play. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have a lot of NBA players that come out and play no more. Like when Tawan hit at IIT. 2 reasons. The players that we do have in the NBA, they don't even fucking come out and play no more. You know? So they ain't bringing nobody out to play. Like Tawan came out and played. Bobby Simmons came out and played. Tim Hardaway came out and played. You know what I'm saying? Juwan Howard came out and played. And these same players brought people along with them. Like I remember Juwan Howard walking through the village with the big homie Rock Parker walking through the village, and he brought Rod Strickland with him. This when he playing for Washington. He back home. He brought Rod Strickland up here with him.
Hezzy King.
You know what I'm saying? Like Tawan Walker bringing Mulberry up here, Iverson up here. You know what I'm saying? Bobby Simmons bringing players up here. We don't have that no more. Then we also don't have now is the heavies, like not to glorify the drug game, but they play the increment part. Even with how the streets is now with all these shorties shooting and all that, like it was some OGs that wasn't honoring that. So like the OGs that used to be having teams and coaches, I ain't gonna name their names, but you know, used to be having teams and coaches, they had them ties to them NBA players and to call them and bring them up. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got that no more. Now we got a couple coaches that get a couple players, you know, here and there, and they get to talk like y'all not really like coaches like that. So it's the NBA players that we got here not playing and not bringing players out, and then the old time the old heads, the big time good guys who used to have teams or was affiliated, or not even just drug dealers, but just had money and was affiliated, you know, had ties with NBA players and was able to bring them out. We don't have that no more.
And I ain't gonna talk to me about I'm gonna get a little light with you. Top 5 basketball players that came out of Chicago. Give me your top 5. Give me your top 5.
So let me start by saying this: my top 5 gonna be wrong. Anybody that answers this top 5 is gonna be wrong.
And they ain't got to be in the league either. They ain't got to be in the league.
No. They actually. So let's do this, because I've been asked this question, and that's a question that I really, if I give an answer to it, like I said, it's gonna be wrong. Like for instance, for example, the best point guard to come out of Chicago to me is Amari Sawyer. The only thing why he don't get that is because he never played. His career didn't turn out how people would have thought or wanted it to turn out. But what he got, you can't teach.
Mm-hmm.
Mario show you can't even show you, like he can't train no kid and show him, like he can't do that. Cause that shit just instinct. Like the shit that he do, he can't train no kid and the kid. No, he can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the stuff Isaiah Thomas did, you can train it. You can train the kid on like the dribbling and the, you know what I'm saying, coming around. Like you can train the kid on that. The getting high release on the jump shot that Isaiah got, you can train the kid on that. But to see the game 7 plays before anybody else seen it, like Amari see it, you can't teach it. You can't teach me to understand like they cutting this way. I look like he just got something different, a special gift.
He got it.
So like given that top 5, like I can give you like some names where I felt like I give you my top 5 toughest to guard.
Oh, that okay. Give me that.
My top 5 toughest to guard. No particular order, but they just tough. Gennaro Pargo,
Gennaro.
E. Brown, Michael Herman, Frank Williams, AJ Guyton, and it was somebody else because I think I had 6. So I break them down to you, right? Gennaro Pargo got a counter for every move. So for every move, if you cut that move off, he got a counter to that move. If you cut that move off, he got a counter to that move. He just got unlimited moves. D Brown, like, just never stops. Like, everything he do is at full speed. Like, if you ever worked out with D Brown, seen D Brown work out, like, you know, you watch the NBA players work out now and they come in slow motion, you know what I'm saying? Like, they like, oh, just getting the craft down. The same shit that they doing, D Brown is doing it full speed. Like, and that's how we play, like, boom, boom. Like, coming off screen, like, hey, come off screen real hard. You know what I'm saying? And you like, yo, slow the fuck down. The ball not even on this side. You know what I'm saying? Then Michael Herman, like, he just, you look at him, you like, slow, like, man, I can take this. You know what I'm saying? Deceptive, like, he'll talk you out of your thought without, like, you ain't even saying nothing, but he can see or feel whatever you thinking. And he can talk you like, hey, yeah, set it over here. And now you got your mind, say, yeah, I'm about to jump this screen. And you jump the screen, he just drag it on across the other way. You know what I'm saying? Like, slow, deceptive, like, and can score at every fashion. And then Frank Williams, like, you know, Frank Williams always kind of like chunky, like chubby, a little heavy. You know what I'm saying? And you like, man, this slow mo, you know what I'm saying? But he was so shifty. And he had the best hesitation I ever seen. Like, go back and Google Frank Williams and watch that. Man, his hesitation is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But so shifty. And he got a burst of speed that you think a person his size can't have.
Yeah, sneaky.
You know what I'm saying? Like Raymond Felton. Like, he always been, you know what I'm saying? And they be like, man, Raymond Felton fast as hell. you know what I'm saying? And then AJ Guyton, his footwork just so fucking impeccable.
Okay, hey, so I'm still young, so you didn't get a name in there, which most people be like, damn, how you don't?
Who's that? Who?
Derrick Rose.
We see, you know, he's younger than me.
He's younger than you.
We matched up. Outside after he won a state championship, and it was like 2 years after I had won. I think they won like 2004, something like that, or whatever. And somebody brought me to the park out west. One of my homies brought him to a park out west, like, for us to play for some money, and we beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, to say he was impressive. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't today's poop. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't today's Derrick Rose. Like, this is a high school senior, I think he was at the time.
Okay. Still a baby almost. Well, he was a man then still. He was a man.
He was athletic, but he didn't have this IQ of the game. He didn't have this jump shot. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have it. He can just jump, dunk. You know what I'm saying? So, but like them was my toughest to go. Actually, me and Gennaro Pargo had this same conversation about this list, and he gave me his, and I was impressed. There was 2 people that was on that list that wasn't NBA players, myself and Sid Banks.
Sid Banks is.
So to be on a list like that, you know what I'm saying? to be on the list, like he had AI on this list.
You got to give me said. You got to give me said Banks on him, man. You got to give me said, man. Said is a scary one. He's
It's tough.
a scary one.
For
So, but Gennaro is like he's the truth. As a fellow Chicagoan, I know it was tough for you to see Derrick Rose's career in the NBA. It was just back to back to back to back, no let up.
I was just talking. I was just talking to one of his homies. Actually, was over my house. It's cool with my girl about it, and I wasn't like injury's a part of the game. Let's say that, like it happens. You know what I mean? It's not like we can be like, oh, well, they set him up for this. Like, no, injury's a part of the game. So here's why I was disappointed at. What I was disappointed at was how the city turned their back on him.
Say that again.
I was disappointed in that. How they turned their back on him. How they had so many jokes and this ain't gonna never be that. Now everybody, you know what I'm saying? Well, before it was like, oh, poo, this, dig, this. You know what I'm saying? And then the city just like turned their back on him. For me, he's a legend. It's
down.
To me, he's a Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? Because you look at what he been through. Look at what he went through them 2 years. Then to bounce back and do what he did when he got over there in Minnesota, and to do what he's doing right now. Then to be the youngest rookie ever, the youngest player ever to win MVP.
Mm-hmm. He's Hall of Fame worthy.
I think the worst thing that could have happened to him was being drafted to the Bulls.
Oh, that's a take there, Tony. That's a take.
A franchise that already shown they don't give a fuck about their players. Right? Then to a city that's always, right now to the day, has always shown that they don't give no fuck about their own. They're turning their own quick. I've seen it, but I've felt it and I'm not even a player of his caliber, but I've seen it myself how I'll give you an example. Stephon Marbury, little brother, comes in, he's playing in the West Haven tournament, he's playing on Scoop them team, and he come in and like, you niggas know me. Like, y'all know the work, the body of work I put in. Like, y'all know when I walk in the gym what it is. Oh man, my big brother finna kill you, TB. Are you serious? You feel me? Like, no disrespect, you know what I'm saying? But like, if nothing else, I'm riding with TB because he's from the city.
Just cause.
Like, but so he got drafted to a team that ain't give a fuck about their players. They already shown that. Then his own city already shown, not just with him, but just with other players and anything, actresses, rappers, whatever, that they're quick to turn their back on. You know what I mean? So I think what would have been better for him if he got drafted somewhere else. But you look what he did, put the city back on the map. We hadn't had no winter days with the Bulls since Jordan. He brought us that back.
Yeah.
You feel me? He brought us that excitement of like, oh, the United Center is rocking now. The United Center is packed house now. You know what I'm saying? Like, as opposed to where you used to be able to call and get some tickets immediately. Like now, like last year, last couple years, I'm getting tickets immediately. But when Shorty was in the building, it's tough to get tickets.
You ain't getting in. All right, so we spoke about Chicago briefly. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world, but it's also one of the scariest places as well. As far as, because when I lived back home, I try to do as much as I can in the community, whether it was hosting a little basketball tournament, doing anything I can, car washes, whatever I could, I was trying to do it. As far as that, like, how are you trying to like get back to the community?
So, man, I started this thing a couple of years ago. It's been down since the COVID or whatever it was. They would do it this summer, but Mr. 40 Day. So that was the day where I gave back to my neighborhood where I was from. Like I centered it around my hood, like the kids in my hood or whatever. Nike, a couple other brands, Ball Up. Nike and Ball Up it was. Oh, and Jordan. I'm tripping. Jordan, can't forget them. And Jordan brand, donate me like unbelievable amount of shit. Like Jordan one year gave me 200 pair of Jordan 1s. you know what I mean, that I took to my hood and get every kid in my hood got a pair of shoes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that was my thing. Unfortunately, COVID kicked in, wasn't able to do it. Wasn't able to do it this past summer. I don't know how it's gonna look this summer going forward. You know, I reached out to them and they got budget cuts of at least 50% and up. You know, so and it was something that wasn't out of pocket expense. I probably spent total all 5 years total. The 5 years I did it, I probably spent total out of my pocket. I can't even say $1,000. I don't even know if I spent that much total. Everything else was like legit given to me from those brands.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So that was my thing. It was a big thing, and hopefully I'm able to get back to it.
We didn't mention your overseas journey. We didn't land on that. How was that?
It was different. It was a blessing. It wasn't work. It was a paid vacation.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because they was paying me to do the same shit I was gonna do if I was here at home chilling.
Yeah.
I'm getting up in the morning, Christmas Eve, 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to hoop. Friday, Christmas Day, 7 o'clock at night, I'm going to hoop. You know what I'm saying? So I was getting paid to do what I could have did. I was gonna do for free. Anyway, some countries was different than others. Finland is why I was able to grow as a man.
Mm.
Mexico was a place where I was able to I don't know how to say it. Like it redirected the hood in me. You know what I mean? Like I'm in Mexico, and you know I'm from the village. It's tough. It's tough over there. There's a lot of shit going on. And I'm like, man, bro, he done did like that nigga, let nigga wild, And here I am in Mexico, and they chopping heads off, sitting them over the bypass, dropping the bodies tied up by their ankles, hanging down, blood rushing out this part of the body is no head. You know, the scenario I'm in a club and with my Mexican teammates, and we in the club and we kicking the vibe, and 3 dudes come in, split up through the crowd, walk up on the stage. Everybody like, execute. 3 people, boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? Like seeing shit like that, and I'm like, yo, like this, it's not gangster what y'all doing back home. You know what I'm saying? Like that's them cowardly acts. So like it redirected the hood in me, and I'm like, this is different. You know what I'm saying? And then Finland was complete opposite. Like it was quiet, sleep. It was no crime. It was no sirens. It was no nothing. You feel me? They weren't throwing, you know how we ride down the street finna eating that Snicker bar, throw it out the window. Nah, they weren't doing that. You feel what I'm saying? Their food was different. Like the McDonald's burger was their food was pure. I mean, you eat like it took me like 2 months over there to get adjusted to their food because I would eat it, and as soon as I eat it, I had to go to the bathroom. Like it was over with. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to here, you eat and it's sick. Like their food was pure, it was clean. It wasn't no chemicals in it, none of that shit in their food. Like you eat. Like, I got over there for like the first 2-3 months. When I eat, once I'm done eating, 2-3 minutes later,
gotta go.
Definitely. Like I want, you know, in the car, you get I'm finna slam this double cheeseburger. All right, to wait till I get home over there. I figured it out, you know, because a couple times, first few times, I'm like, hey, yo, pull over. You know what I'm saying? Pull over. Gotta go to the bathroom. I figured out, like, you know, it's different. You know what I'm saying? So the journeys was just different. Then Canada was like a Chicago. It was like mats and like suburbs. Chicago was like Canada was like just a real kept Chicago suburbs. You know what I mean? Like
Oak Park.
Huh?
Oak Park.
No, further, like a real good far suburbs.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like that's how it was over there. It was real, you know. That was probably my favorite.
Okay. I was just about to ask you.
Multiple families over there, you know, that I just adopted from, and they adopted me from just being fans at the game, and you know, always seeing them, and there's always a kid that's just high on Tony Bennett. And I'm like, you know what, y'all my little family. Like, call me when you need somebody to speak at your school, or you got a basketball game or whatever you doing, let me know, I'm pulling up. And I would pull up the kids' events, and to them it was like crazy, like, oh, the professional basketball player of the Canadian team it's at our game, and I'm there for this particular kid. So I built a lot of relationships with families over there in every city that I was in, to where I right now today still talk to them. So Canada became like home away from home. You know what I'm saying? Like I made it an emphasis to make sure that that was the last place I played.
Okay.
Who's the young guys that you're looking at and you're seeing like, oh man, that they really cooking up? So I know for me, I love my Xavier Pencer. That's my guy right there, X. It's my boy.
They just beat us last night. They cheated probably.
Oh damn, they cheated.
Oh damn.
Oh,
I ate a bet with his brother, so now we gotta go. I gotta take him to the bar and we gotta drink what he drinks.
oh, okay. Have fun with that one. So who you see that's like, okay, man, that young boy is, or girl who's really working right now?
Sorry, bro. College, I do. I like little X. I like him. I was a big fan of his. Ayo, Illinois. I love Ayo. It's a young fella from Duke. I did never see him play at Whitney Young, but I love his mentality over there at Duke.
Oh, DJ Stork?
Huh?
DJ?
What's his name? Yeah, DJ.
Hey, I had a pleasure of meeting him when he was young, and I was coaching at St. Andrews, a Catholic school. He was going to Julian, and I walk in. It's like 60 kids. I brought some of my kids, and every high school coach that was Catholic wise was St. Pat's. Everybody's there for this kid, and this is like his 7th grade, 8th grade year. And I got my boys. I'm like, no, my boys can take him. Man, I saw that kid. Man, that kid was he truly is a talent. And then we also had a chance to, with my AAU team when I had it back home, play him as well. So I ran into him a couple times. The kid is nice kid. The DJ is tough.
Yeah, he is. And then the young boy that came from Morgan Park that's over there with Ayo, he's
Adam.
Yep. And outside of that, like I'm huge on Kiefer. I love Kiefer Sykes.
Yeah, Kiefer. Yeah.
I love Jerome Randall. Who else we got right now that's still playing? Shank's another one. Shank's a real pro. Like to me, I think Shank like a Euro League pro. He's got it. I'm having a brain freeze right now.
Hey, we have a lot of talent. We have a lot of talent. Like I tell people from out here, I'm like, man, the place I'm from is a hotbed. It's a hotbed of talent. I mean, if you look at the NBA, like we on every team, like. And if you want a good team, you're gonna put a Chicago kid on your team, whether it be Anthony Davis, Pat B. Like we on your team. It's whoever you want to call it.
Oh yeah, Kendrick Nunn and Taylor. Yeah, like every now and then, not often. Every now and then, I'll shoot them a message. Like man, like keep your head up, keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm happy for you. Because I know they probably got 1,000 of people that's hitting them. So every now and then, I'll shoot them a text a couple of times through the year or whatever. Like, man, keep y'all head up, keep doing what you're doing or whatever. Like Derrick, you know what I'm saying? His best friend, B.O., I know it's the quickest way to get to him. I shoot B.O. a text like, man, look, tell bro, woo, woo. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't coming from no big figure, but like we know each other, who each other is, and like I just feel like sometimes like can shoot that out because everybody was with him, then everybody was against him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, those was probably my phase right now. I always make sure I tune in, especially check Ayo out because he been wanting to play me one-on-one for forever.
Yeah.
Hey. Play one-on-one. I say, Ayo, that's not go do you no good. It's not gonna do me no good. No, I just want to see it. I am. Look, either you gonna be super better than me, or you ain't gonna mount up to it. But it's one or the other.
Yeah, man. Hey, before I let you go, man, you are a big figure. You are a big figure to our community. You are. I want to let you know that right now. Your body of work is there. Who you are as a man is there. Nobody can take that from you. You are bigger than. You're a star. You are a star in our community. So don't ever say you ain't a big figure because.
No, I don't look at it like that, bro. Like I'm not even.
I'm telling you right now, as a fan, my guy, you are a big figure. When we shorties and you nod your head at us, we like, oh, you know, we telling everybody, oh, that's our cousin. You know what I mean? Like, you a figure to us, so I'm not gonna let you get away with that when you are a big figure. You're a household name.
Yeah, I figured
I
that out.
called my cousin. I'm like, yeah, I got Tony Bennett tomorrow. Tony Bennett, how you get? Yeah, oh, bro, that's what, man. Because he even asked me get some bigger names from back home, and I'm like, all right, let me do my homework. Let me see what I can pull. You a household name. I'm way in California, and your name rings in my head. So don't give me the humble act right now. Don't do that for me. Don't.